All right, this is the roundup. This is the roundup of the week, of school week. I tend to add or put on or show things that aren't normal, aren't the day-to-day things we do. So I'm not going to keep showing you the children's paper, the schoolwork they do, unless I think there's something specific about it that I want to show. For example, for the Christian homeschoolers, I might show a page that my daughter was doing, how they incorporate school, God, with school. And otherwise, yeah, it's just the not typical things that we did this week. First, I will start with my AS update. Bones are, yeah. I can't walk normally. I feel like I'm limping, like a cripple. And you know, I used to see people limping, and I'd feel sorry for them because I think, doesn't that hurt on the leg that is bearing most of the weight? And now I'm that person. It just feels weird. And I'm thinking, are people watching me? Do they feel sorry for me like I felt sorry for those other people? I don't know. And I look healthy. Yeah. So I'm back on track. No, I'm not really back on track, but I'm back to fighting mode. The tears are over. I'm just frustrated and I feel angry, really frustrated and angry with Discovery. So the point has come where if they deny the medication, the treatment, we won't keep up with those super high premiums. We will go down a plan or two. Because what's the point in losing money for no reason? If they weren't paying on the much cheaper plan and they're not going to pay on the most expensive plan, then what do we gain? What do we, as the people who have to pay, gain? Nothing. It really is nothing. And I'm already paying co-payments on the medication that I'm getting. So, just a warning, it might say unlimited ATB, which is your something benefits that you pay, that you get after your self-payment gap. So after your self-payment gap, where you have to pay everything up to a certain amount, and then they say, okay, now we'll start paying again. I am still paying cash for anyway for some of my medication. It's actually not unlimited, in that there is a limit that they will pay, or that they are paying for per medication. So I will go and get my daughter's Amfexa for her ADHD, and I have to pay 1,000 rand something, or which is less. I mean, it's apparently 1,700, and I'll pay 1,300. Or I will go collect my salazapyrin today, and I will pay 165 rand of those tablets. So it's unlimited, but you're paying every single time you go get your medication. So really, what are the benefits? And I really am serious about this. Really consider what are the benefits, especially if you moved to a more expensive plan because you have a disease that is on the additional disease list. Obviously, it's different if your disease is one of those more acceptable ones, that is a chronic illness that they view as a chronic illness that is a prescribed minimum benefit, which they will have to pay for no matter what. But if you're on the additional disease list, like I am, and some other diseases, I'm sorry, I can't remember them, then you really have to weigh it up. Is it really worth it? Especially given the unlimited benefit is not actually unlimited. There's a limit every time you go and buy your medication. I think only once out of 5 times have I actually just collected my medicine and gone out the store without paying anything, ever since my self-payment gap ended. So that's just one thing. Oh, no. In fact, my husband was saying today, but he was going to work, so I'm not sure if he really meant it, but he was saying if they don't agree to pay the partial payment that they've been making, then we might just move to another plan, or I might just move to another plan. I'm not sure what we'll do, because the positive with Discovery was you'd only pay premiums for your first 3 children. And as you know, we've got more than 3. So for us, it was cheaper than going onto a different medical aid where we'd have to pay 900 rand per child, or however many rands it is, for all the children, 6 children. So we're going to have to do a lot of maths and thinking. and I need to somehow keep track of all these co-payments that I'm having to do. Well, I've got it on my app, so we can see if it's really worth being on this top tier plan of discoveries, given they're not doing what they're meant to do. I got an email today saying that according to the Council of Medical Schemes, which is like the body that runs all these different medical aids, Discovery should be paying up to 80% of my biologic up to the first, for the first, second, third, or fourth attempt, or fourth biologic. They haven't even paid 80% of any biologic of mine. I've paid like 55% of it. So they've paid about 45%, and that was of the more cheaper one. So I don't know where the discrepancy is. I don't know if maybe the email I got was wrong, or yeah. So my point was, if you are in South Africa and if you are deciding what medical aid to go on because you have an additional disease, think twice and hear from me and check from other people as well. Do your own due diligence. Find out from other people how their medical aids are going. As I said, for us, the only reason we stayed on Discovery was because they only make you pay for the first 3 children. If we only had 2 children, I'd be gone. I would be gone from Discovery because this is pathetic. And there are other medical aid plans which were generally about the same price, which I haven't seen people struggle with. And the letter from the rheumatologist's office didn't say, we have been struggling with medical aids. It said, we've been struggling with Discovery. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the more positive stuff. Our school this week was here and there. What I plan is always more than what we can do in a session. In my head, I'm still planning for neurotypical children. But my children are not neurotypical. And when you add our third student, it's crazy. They're not neurodivergent, they're nuts. They are all nuts. It's nuts. It's like a crazy zoo. And you can't control wild animals. I love my children, but they're uncontrollable. So she will come, my 4-year-old, my twin, turning 5, and she'll say she wants to do school. And she's meant to trace. But she will, on the dotted line, she will zigzag across it. And I'm trying to tell her, okay, trace. It's not like I've got unlimited books. You know, we pay for these books. So if she wants to do school, then she better do school or just not. And you can't trick her. You can't say, okay, you color this in, and then you tell this one to do his counting and this one to count backwards. She wants real school. So I'm still trying to figure out how I can trick her without tricking her, if that makes sense. Maybe I'll make multiple copies of her book and just tell her, okay, you trace here, and then if whatever she does, it doesn't matter. As she matures, then I'll go back to the tracing one, and yeah, leave it, and then we'll see. And the thing is, I try and make it fun, and the book tries to make it fun. It's trace a line, and it's a bubble here, and it goes pop at the top. It's child friendly, and she loves bubbles, and she loves popping them. But nope, she's not going to trace the line to the pop. She's going to either just go on the side, which is typical, or she will purposefully zigzag. I'll try and find pictures to show you. So yeah, that's that. As long as she feels like she's doing school at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And what I've done is I do explain the difficult parts, or the parts that are content heavy, before she comes. But then she wants to do school for a long time. Her siblings don't want to do school for any length of time. So there's that discrepancy. Their abilities are limited. Their ability to concentrate is limited. With them, I focus on quality, not quantity of work per day. And it doesn't match. It doesn't go. Even if I call her for 30 minutes, she wants to do school for 40 minutes. My twin, my Nene, my 4-year-old twin, Nene. So there's that discrepancy, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm doing lots of photocopies of her brother's work, and she's making up her own school to do. So, you know, it's calmer. It's much more. It's calmer. Then we did some activities with paper, tearing paper, just because it's fun, and because for their dexterity and their strength. My daughter especially, she was assessed and she has weak finger strength. color is? Yes, it's red. And you are gluing what color? Yes, red pieces of paper onto an what fruit is that?
Apple.
Yes.
Oh, red.
It's going to be a yummy red apple. Beautiful. Yes, and Mickey is going first around the edge. And you're putting yours inside the apple. My son, given his fully low muscle tone, obviously the tone in his fingers also struggles. And my twin also, she did the typical W sitting and all those things, and it just shows that she's also got low muscle tone. So the tearing was quite almost difficult for her, but she got through it. We've done, and yeah, so we did the cutting. And then we did an apple. The theme for her preschool was A and red and apples. So we did a bit of everything per day. We didn't do the whole school session every day. She's not ready yet to concentrate and listen. My back, my body are not letting me do much. So yeah, we got through the letter A, and she actually already knows the letter A anyway. So yeah, we had fun. We looked at an apple seed. We cut open an apple. Yeah, your sister found it and she started eating it. Speaking of the sister, there are people, I did mention this in a very long video, that want to stop the children from engaging in their special interests. There was a psychologist who spoke to my husband, clinical psychologist, and he was telling him of parents who don't want their child, I might have mentioned this actually in the beginning, near the start, who don't want their child to go into the closet wardrobe, close himself in and just calmly rock himself. What? I would be so happy if any of my children went and just had their peaceful moment, because that means I'm having a peaceful moment. Guys, come on. Just let your children be. You've got your own peaceful moments that you don't want people to disturb you from. Let them have their peaceful moments if they're not harming anyone. Okay, so my daughter is my contact is messed up, is an arranger, an organizer, a planner, a designer of things. So I got these, and as you can see, this is what she has done. She also had just laid them, I don't know what she'd done actually, because I wasn't watching her. She tends not to want me there. And I laugh because the optometrist, the occupational therapist who tried to assess her, though she was unaccessible. I'll say this, I'm so glad my child is not the only one. I'd never heard or seen of any child like mine. My 4-year-old who is basically nonverbal. How she cannot sit still for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, unless she's making lines. But she just can't. She's not teachable. You can't give her an activity and then she will do it with you. You can't say, come, let's look at this book. She's gone. I was so happy to see other parents struggling with this. I just feel, it makes me feel better to know that I'm not alone. And it's a big struggle, which you have to live it to know how tiring it is. And you have to live it every single day. It wears at you. So for her, we bought some different blocks that I'm going to show a picture of, like rectangles. And then I got these were just for counting for my other children. Well, it's really to help you with counting, but I've got sticks for counting, different colored sticks. So I thought, let me give them to my daughter because I know she will enjoy doing this. So she has had fun. She even pulled her brother to go and see an arrangement that I'll show you just now, that she had made in the morning. And then the others were in her room. The one on the carpet is in the morning. And so she has fun that way. That's what gives her peace.
cow. Yes. You don't want to press? Mommy will press. I will press the cow. I will press the duck. I will press the duck. I will press the chicken. Press the chicken, Mommy. Where's the pig, Ria? Show me pig. Please show me pig. Is that pig? Is that pig? Here's pig. Yes. Thank you.
I will go in. Yes, I was saying occupational therapist tried to assess her, but she was all over the place. We had wanted tomatis therapy, which is like sound therapy, but I don't know if she faked her abilities, or she wanted to do occupational therapy first and then try tomatis. I don't know. But anyway, this practitioner said we should do DIR flow time with her. You cannot do DIR flow time with my angel. Like 90% of the suggestions or the recommendations, she won't react to the way they expect your child to. So they will say something like, do something abnormal, like maybe put a shoe on your head, and then that will make them say, the shoe belongs on your foot, allegedly. Mine will just will take the shoe from my head and put it on her head. And then she'll copy some video that she saw. I don't know what it is that was on the person's head. And she'll go, achoo! There. So that didn't actually increase our interaction per se. So if I'm wearing a bandana on my nose, she'll just look at me and, okay, that's you. She doesn't think, no, that's not where it belongs. Her sister does. She'll say, no, take it off. It's not for your foot, it's not for your head, it's not for your whatever, but not her. So I'm struggling, honestly, with occupational therapy type things because she's not typical. She's not even a typical autistic. She's unique. So I'm unable to really relate with her or relate to her or get her to I don't feel like she's relating with me or to me. So it'll be just incidental things where I will say, where she's watching me and I'm putting cereal in a bowl and I say, oh, I'm putting this cereal in, and then she will finish into the bowl. So that's her speech. That's the words that she'll say. And that's it for the day. But if I go purposefully into a quiet space with her and I say, come, let's put this in, she will just pull it out and try and put it in a line or just pull it away or not care. So I've tried to do one-on-one time with her where it's quieter, she's had her peace alone, but it's almost not necessary. It's more for me than for her. She doesn't want it. Sometimes she will even just look at me like, what are you doing here now? Or she will just pretend I'm not there and continue what she's doing. She will ignore me. Or if I've brought pictures, maybe of body parts, she will take the picture from me. She will not relate it all to what I'm saying and then incorporate it into what she's building. So that's what it's like. And I'm now going to stop feeling guilty about how we are interacting, because really it was for me. I'm not feeling therapeutic, but if she isn't ready for it, then so what? When she's ready, she will get there. She is interactive in her own time. I mean, it's not like every time I say it, I'm going to put it in, she will then finish it into the bowl. It's unpredictable. So I am making peace with that. It's hard. It's hard because we are bombarded with early intervention. But you can't intervene if the brain is running all over the place. So that was her. She's happy mostly. She's interesting a lot.
You're balancing nicely, girls. Good job. And you were crawling. Yeah, the girls are doing so well.
Good job.
Yes, you're doing good jobs. Good job, Rio. Oh, that's nice. And down. You're balancing. And the therapy toy
she's still wanting the impossible. So that's still hard. Okay, now my last point was my son. Where I'm saying where I feel alone is I have no clue. Here's where our worry is if the government does pass this current bill that they want to pass, where we have to register our children for homeschooling instead of just homeschooling them. We fear that they will say that our children are disordered because we left them to be disordered, as opposed to them understanding that our children were brain damaged. We have no clue what our son's prenatal history was. We know what our daughter's prenatal history was, and it was bad, really damaging, really toxic. So obviously it impacted her brain. But our son, we don't know, and we suspect he's got a genetic syndrome disorder. No offense to my government, but the people who are at the top, who are black, ignorance flourishes. So our worry is they won't understand that our children are like this because this is who they are. We fear that they will say we have not taught them enough. But I can't teach a brain that can't learn. So I will say to my son, okay, we've been learning vowels for 2 years now. Vowels, A-E-I-O-U. We've done long A and short A, and he knows that. But if I say, okay, and we've learned consonants. Consonants are letters that are not vowels, L, B, M, whatever. But today I'll say, okay, Micaiah, or I said, Micaiah, is the letter K a vowel or a consonant? Pardon? Mickey, is K a vowel or a consonant? Yes. Micaiah, you can't choose. You can't say yes. If I say to you, are you a boy or a girl? What will you say? I'll say boy. So I said yes. So it's one. Or means you have to choose. So if he doesn't really understand the meaning of the word or, something that is, no one has ever sat down with me and said, okay, or means it's an option. You learn it through hearing it and through processing. But if he's not hearing and processing what our general speech is like, and he is delayed also, he is going to be 8 years old, but his abilities are at 3-year-old level. And dyscalculia, I don't know if our people understand that, and how a 10-year-old almost can still think that a 9 is an 8 and an 8 is a 9. They won't understand, or they won't believe that we've been learning numbers since they were 1 year old. They won't believe that. Well, I'm hoping they will. But yeah, guys, we've been doing numbers since my daughter, since every child was less than a year old. And still my soon-to-be 10-year-old, okay, 10 in December, she still isn't sure of 8 and 9. And she confuses them. And it's not your typical confusion where it's maybe a 9 and a 6. It's 8 and 9. They're so different. So those are our struggles. That's how our week has been. Confused, sad, heartbreaking, but fun also. It's been fun.
Going to spin. Okay, I'm ready. Step, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'm watching you.
Okay, Mom. I'll go fix
Do you need help?
it.
Right?
But then,
You don't want me to help you get in better?
yes,
Want me to help you?
this thing.
Okay, it's fine.
Go down. I like to tired to go on the floor. I need to be tired. Mommy, I'll see you.
I can see you. I can see you swing. Spin, spin, spin so fast. Same side, go. This is all primitive reflex stuff also. There we go. Micaiah, please drive through the bridge, through the tunnel, go through the bridge, under the bridge. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Can you slide under on your tummy? Zzz. That's a good bridge. Nelo, your turn. Can you slide? Vroom, 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 vroom. Yeah, you made it to the other side.
And I will end on that note. I hope you guys have a good weekend. As for medical aid, to end with this, I have written my letter to the dispute email address. The auto reply said they'll reply in 30 days. And the nurse who phoned me from a rheumatologist's office did say the same thing, that the appeal process is long, months long. I've only got 1 month's worth of Enbrel in my freezer, and then after that, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I don't have a new script. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I did tell the rheumatologist that my script has run out. Plus, we know that Enbrel is not working. These are the pictures of where I am now. And I had to struggle to even hold myself up at that angle. This is literally how far my arms can bend, can stretch or straighten. And even that. So before, I think when I first began this channel, when I first posted that first picture of myself and the guy I was meant to be learning from, the picture, the demonstration, I could do 30 seconds. It's 4 sets. I might have said 3, but I needed to do 4 sets of 30 seconds each. I could do 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and then, yeah. Now, with this lower, and look, my back is not moving up. With that, I can only do 5 seconds one time. And then my bones is like the same thing that I said before, like the pressure is pushing down on me. So like my spine is saying, no, I can't do this, we can't. And that is really scary. Yes, I've got swollen fingers, the fingertips I showed you. My toes are also joining in. But I mean, my hips, my SI joints, those have been screaming for a long time. I just share the pictures of the swollen joints for those who don't understand the insidiousness of the disease. How inside I'm invisibly going through a lot. But yes, the hips, the walking is in trouble. I start limping as soon as we even set out for a walk, let alone limping when we're halfway through, and then so yeah, things are bad, and it does impact our school, or how much school I can do. But thankfully it works well with my children and their ADHD, because therapists will tell you, those who know who are worth their salt will tell you that it really is about quality, not quantity. If we can get one little fact to stay in your child's head for the day, that's better than giving them so many facts, too many facts, and then nothing has stayed. So I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine with where we are in terms of our education. All right, now really that is goodbye. Have a good weekend. For me, it is going to be cold, and winter has now begun. See ya. Honestly, seeing the comparisons larger on my computer, it makes it more real and scarier. It really is, because I was looking at, look how bad things have become. But it's only now, today, that I'm thinking, okay, this is how bad things have become this fast. How bad will they be by the end of this year? That's what I hadn't thought of. Okay, what will I not be able to do by the end of this year? What does it mean for me? I've seen the posts of the people whose backs are curved, or even the ones who are actually straight, how they cannot find a comfortable sleeping position at all. Like when your bone is refusing to move, your whole spine from your neck down, or your shoulders, how do you get comfortable? There are some whose shoulders are fused and they can't wipe their bums. That practical stuff. It's scary, and the question is, how will I manage it, given I've got children who have such intense and complex needs, who themselves need help with their bums, especially the one. I don't know, and I feel too young for this. I feel too young. And my 60-plus-year-old friend always tells me I'm too young. But I do feel too young in the sense that I've got children who are so small. It would be different if my children were all 20 plus and we already were settled regarding how their adult life will go, who will help me take care of them, if we'll even have the money to take care of them when my husband has retired, and take care of ourselves. Everything is on us. The state doesn't do anything. So yeah, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Oh, and another thing that I've noticed was I was able to lift 3-kilogram weights very easily, so easily that I bought 4-kilogram weights, dumbbells, 2 of them, like bicep curls, and I was now looking for 5 kg dumbbells, but I couldn't find the type like the ones that I've got. It was more the kind of slippery ones, and I didn't want that. I want the type that I've got. I'll show a picture just now. I can't do bicep curls comfortably anymore with the 3 kg, and there is no way I can do bicep curls with the 4 kg anymore. And it's not like I've stopped doing weights and for 2 years or something. I've been doing them, but my muscles are getting weaker and weaker anyway. When I looked up, does AS cause muscle weakness? I saw that advanced AS or severe AS does cause muscle wasting, not only top but also bottom. All your muscles just get weaker. So that's another thing that has scared me a lot. We know how dangerous it is to lose muscle mass, how much weaker and vulnerable it makes you, and how much more likely you are to fall or break a bone, etc. And yeah, once you've had a hip replacement, your life expectancy goes down. And I'm still, again, too young for all of this, for any of this. No one is at the right age for disability. Nobody. But I will say that 43, 37, 27, 20, those are not ages. Those kids haven't lived. I have a life that is very busy and that needs me as a mom, not as a disabled person who herself needs caring for or who needs to be cared for. It just doesn't work. So yeah, sorry for ending on that somber note. I'll try to see if I can find some happy children face pictures. Bye. Go. Small steps, yes. Woo. Good job. Something to hold your head. Yes, because you're walking so fast. Slow down. Now, can you try backwards? Must Emmy hold your hand? Okay, Emmy, can you keep hold her hand? Yes. Turn around. Again. Yes. Okay, let's go. Slowly. Not too fast. One of the things we were told at physiotherapy for him, I must make it angled and he must carry something. Working on balance. Almost there. And I'm going to make it heavier and the angle also more, whatever, bigger angle. Steeper incline, that's the word I wanted. Good job. Don't look behind you. Good job. Last one. You did it. 4, 5, you must do 10, 6, 7, 8, bum down, Nella, 9, 10.